All right, driving the Culture 4. This is Hypebeast Radio. We're tuning in live from the Hypebeast Hotel in Palm Springs. We're here right now with Goldlink.
What's
How's it
poppin'?
going?
I'm good, man. How are you? How are you
Doing
guys?
great,
Yeah,
man.
we're good, man. How are you? Is this your first time out here in the desert?
No, actually, I did Calvin Klein last year. No,
You shot it out here?
Yeah, it was like a Calvin Klein party for Coachella.
Oh, no way.
I did that last year, and that was cool.
Nice.
It came out on Snake Hip Set last year, too.
Yeah.
Do you
so you're
like
coming
it out
off.
here?
Yeah.
It's nice. It's beautiful out here.
Yeah. I was gonna say, so you're coming off of a wave, with your latest release. At what cost? Like everybody loves that. So can you tell us about like the process of like recording that? Your inspiration behind it.
Yeah, the inspiration behind At What Cost was DC.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm from DC. So basically, it was just kind of trying to tell a narrative of DC that people don't really know, and that it's not just about House of Cards and the president and politics and certain things like that. It's actually, we were the murder capital. You know what I'm saying? Like we had the crack era the hardest. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the president's right up the street. So just kind of talking about that era, and then kind of how that bled into our generation, and then how we took go-go music, and which is like our native music, and kind of like just turned it into our own lifestyle, and like the perils of that. So.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, I remember in an interview that we did with you for a recent campaign where you were talking about like just not only expressing where you're from through your music, but also doing it through the way that you dress. Right. You know what I mean? So just DC, the area that you're from, like, do you feel the need to like really forcefully express like this is how our culture is over here? Since it's not like one of those places where it's well known, you don't really see that many DC rappers out. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't, it's just kind of natural. It's kind of just something that just kind of happened, though. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like I dress that way. I be with my homies. I act that way, and it kind of just projects. I just like leak the DMV out of me. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, you're like a product of your environment.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's like a lot of people think that like DC style is basically just like phones. And
right.
It's like
It's way more than just phone posits. So.
Yeah. It's deeper than that. This is kind of an obvious question, but like, what was working with Rick Rubin like? I mean, that's like the guru, the goat, the Sherpa.
He's goat. He's a goat. I said he's goat. That's how
he's goat.
He's a great guy. He's a good energy to have. He's a good balance to have.
Yeah.
Because a lot of artists it's easy to lose yourself as an artist, as far as just like not knowing where to go next and not knowing what to do, and he's kind of like a good energy that kind of takes that pressure off of that. And like the main thing that I took from him is, if you make the best art possible that you possibly can, then everything else will fall into place.
Mm-hmm. Was there like any gems that Rick like dropped on you while you were in his presence?
That was the main.
That was the main gem.
He drops a lot of gems, but that's the main.
Are there like any like things that people don't know about Rick Rubin that are kind of? I mean, like there's always, we were talking to someone earlier where it's like, like he doesn't wear shoes at certain points, like that. Like, is there?
I think everybody knows he doesn't wear shoes, whatever, but people don't understand that he has nice feet.
Rick Rubin has nice feet.
He has fire feet.
There's the headline.
He has the smoothest feet I've ever seen.
He's like a hobbit.
Yo, look, his feet better than a lot of women's feet.
Yo.
I'm serious.
Wow.
So yeah.
I have a question. You worked with Wale on the album too, another DC rapper, another guy that's up and coming. Do you have any like good Wale stories? You got like what's your relationship with him like?
He's a good guy to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that he's just misunderstood, but he's very, very.
He's got a
very
contentious
passionate
relationship with the media.
I understand. And I understand it because he's so passionate, and it just comes out the wrong way.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he doesn't have an ill will, and he's a great fucking guy. When you get to know him, he's an amazing guy who always wants the best for everybody.
Word. And when you work with people like Wale, with Rick Rubin, is it that you're bringing kind of like a DC flavor to whatever collaboration you're doing? Is it kind of like, do you make a Rick Rubin song that's also DC, or do you just make a Goldlink song at the end of the day?
I just make a Goldlink song at the end of the day.
It's like the product comes out pure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about the cover art. I mean, it's incredible. So like, was there any inspiration behind that one?
It was. It's like, if you noted, I kind of played off of the last two.
Yeah.
It was like very cartoonish, but this one was the most illustrated on purpose, because it's like, if you look at the cover, it's this guy with his head wrap and this nose ring and this gold ring, and he's holding money, and there's women, and there's a nice car behind him, but there's fire around him. So it almost makes you think about, what did he do to get where he is? So it's kind of like, how did he go from this mask in the God Complex 2014, then he goes to this this red strip that could be a girl or Jesus, I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
to this. What happened and why is he? What is this? So it's
Yeah.
kind of just more like what is it, like I don't know, like a conversation piece.
Yeah. So like just expanding on that, like, you know, what's the Goldlink story? Like, how did you get to where you are right now? Like, where did it start for you?
Honestly, it was pure fate and God, man. That's the best thing I could say, because I don't know why and how I got here. Like, of course, like I worked hard and I would study my craft and I study poetry, I study art, I study styles of writing, of course. I study influences in hip hop, but not just hip hop. I study music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know music, I know rock, I know punk. I'm not wearing punk tees and acting like a whatever the fuck. Like, I really know my shit.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it was certain things that I can't control and I can't explain as to why I got here. So honestly, I just kind of count that to God.
Yo, speaking of influences, we just found out that you're a huge Sade fan.
Yeah, I mean, we used to date back in the day.
Oh yeah, like way back.
Yeah, way back.
Way
Like,
back.
So,
it's like the early 60s.
I just wanted to know, Madrell is like a Sade super fan.
Okay.
I think. I mean, first of all, the shoes speak for themselves
Yeah,
if they're in
his
the
shoes
shot.
are
I don't know.
fire.
He made those himself. Those are one of
I
one.
had to.
I'm just trying to give him like a little bit of shine on this. He's bought T-shirts. He's bought, what is it, lanyards. He's got a lanyard.
Yeah, I
He's got
have a
keychain.
backstage pass, but I mean,
So I mean,
No,
like,
yeah.
he's probably got Sade questions.
I mean, well, what I'd like to talk about is just like, I mean, you're very low key, you know,
Very.
and then her being like, you know, the most elusive like musician around. Like, I mean, are there any like things that you pick up? Yeah. Are there any things that you like, you know, you really pick up from the artists that you look up to, and like really run with it?
I don't really look up to anybody. That's the
Yeah.
thing. But I do respect how Sade is very elusive in her career. You know what I'm saying? Like, she somehow maintained, to me, to stand the test of time and be an icon. But she never oversaturated herself.
Yeah.
And I really like take pride in that.
Yeah,
Well,
sure.
take heed to that.
Is it hard to like decide when you're gonna pull back and be kind of elusive?
It's very natural.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to not be
Yeah.
elusive. Like, if you think about it, kind of takes effort to be in for everybody's face all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's really hard to kind of put yourself out there and like do interviews like this. Kind of, you have to make an effort to come out. So we do appreciate you doing that. You know what I mean?
Appreciate
Especially
that,
because
yeah.
it's like you are, like you said, like you're a pretty low key dude.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself as more of an introvert or an extroverted kind of person?
I'm a healthy in between.
Yeah.
I do not talk to anybody. I don't talk. If I don't know you, I'm not gonna talk to you. You know what I'm saying? But if you get to know me, you'll get something out of me a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of my questions I wanted to ask about and then we never talked again is like that's like one of those like a rare example of a hip hop breakup album in my opinion.
Yeah,
And
it
I was
is.
like, did you have any other rap albums that inspired that were based on that kind of thing? Do you ever look to, or are you really like singular? You're really
I'm
not
very
looking at anybody
singular.
else? Like,
I
do you
mean,
listen to radio?
I do now,
Yeah.
but just because I feel like that's important, just to see what's popular. But I mean, I think the song that like I wouldn't say this inspired me, but what song I was like, you know what, this is really cool. To what I'm doing is the Lost Boys Renee. That man Cheeks did the song called Renee.
Oh,
about
Renee.
his girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The video was crazy for that one.
Yeah, it'll move you to tears if you haven't seen it.
I have not.
Yeah, the Lost Boys. Shout out to them one time.
Word.
Yeah. Yeah, so just going back on style, I mean, I'm peeping the Louis Vuitton, you know, side bag and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Where do you see, like, you know, just fashion going in terms of, like, hip-hop moving forward? I mean, you touched on, like, the vintage punk tees. Is it really just about, like, you know, just staying true to what you like? Or, like, you know, is it bigger than that at this point? Like, I mean, you have, like, a lot of musicians that are designing fashion, kind of, like, telling their narrative, where it's, like, you know, rap is a lot much more than just, like, T-shirts with our faces on them, you know what I mean?
Right. I don't know, man. It's just I think fashion is about sticking true to you and what fits you. I think it's not even fashion. That's what style is.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't have style. You know what I'm saying? And I think that not fashion, but dressing is another expression.
Yeah.
So I think whatever statement that you're trying to say and you don't know how to say it, you should think about the way that you dress. Like, you dress, I love your outfit. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that,
You're
man.
screaming cozy. You know what I'm saying? You're like, I'm comfortable.
I am so
You know what I'm saying?
comfortable
And I
right
am
now.
trying to tell
Yeah.
you something right now.
Yeah, he's got a whole
that's really-
statement thing going
right,
on.
which is so fire, and I think that's what it's about, and it helps you understand the person more.
Yeah. Word.
It's crazy.
That's high praise. It's like
That is coming
Yeah.
from Goldlink, definitely. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Thank you for coming out, man. Really.
Thanks for having
Do you have
me.
anything you'd like to say to anybody that's like trying to make it in music, trying to do what you do, kind of the kids, the comment section, the Instagram haters, anybody?
Just do what makes you happy. It's very basic and you're like, yeah, whatever, nigga. But like, do whatever makes you happy because we're not here that long.
Word. Thank you so much, man. Real pleasure talking to
Thanks
you.
a lot for
Thank
dropping
you
by.
for sitting down.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, bro. Now make him the shoes.